at the end there, but I thought we battled hard for most of the game.
They haven't cut any goalies yet. Do you feel like you're getting, well, half of them are injured, but do you feel like you're getting a fair shake here?
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten into a couple preseason games now, so I'm starting to feel more comfortable at this level, and like I said, it feels good to be out there with some of the older guys and get into this game action with them, and just be around them. It's an awesome experience, and it's been really good so far, and I'm just looking to build off it, and now I have the weekend off to prepare for Monday against Boston, I believe.
Is that important to you to, yes, make saves and everything, but to know the guys around you, like their personalities? You feel like that's important to your game from a psychological or comfort level mentality? Yeah,
I think it's important to be familiar with your teammates and friendly with your teammates, obviously, and I'm starting to get a lot more comfortable here with some of the players, and I'm starting to get to know them a lot better, and it makes coming to the rink every day a lot more fun, and even in practice a lot more fun getting to know the guys and joke around with them a little bit and have some fun too, right?
Does it translate into performance in your view?
I don't know. I wouldn't really say it can affect your performance, but I think it's definitely a positive that you get to know your teammates well, and I feel like being here a bit longer so far, I've gotten to know them a lot better, and it's been fun.
It might have been your best save that I've seen anyways. Early in the first, I think it was first period, right?
Into the first period, in the power play.
The misdirection coming from, I think, left to right, and the stick was there. I guess you read it all the way.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of was following the play, and just followed the play as it developed, and I saw the guy in the middle, but I was just following the play as it developed there.
You were once again thrusted into another 5-on-3 where you had a kill. What's the approach when you know that obviously being two guys down, there's going to be open passing lanes and stuff like that? What type of approach do you take?
I think just compete and just play, and I think we did a really good job on the PK tonight. I mean, on most of the PK so far and through the preseason, we've been really solid, and we've had now some experience with the 5-on-3, and I thought we've done a really good job of limiting their chances on the PK and even on the 5-on-3. So I think we're really competing on the PK, and it's definitely showing.
Obviously, it's tough coming in halfway, but at the same time, you got to be ready, and just tonight, kind of, a few rebounds that I left out there, but overall, I thought it was a pretty decent performance. Obviously, I think it was probably not up to par with the last one, but just got to continue to build on this and keep moving forward.
On the tripping penalty, was this a little overplay at the post? Your foot kind of got tangled.
Yeah, I mean, the guy came across, made a nice pass back door, and so I moved to his backhand, and I kind of just wanted to take away the short side, and I didn't want to get jammed up on the post because then he could just pull it across and go far side. So I was kind of overlapped a little bit on the post, and I saw him kind of start going behind the net, and I didn't know what was back door, if there was a guy there or whatnot. So I just tried to kick my leg out, maybe hit his stick, hit the puck, but got his leg, he fell down. So that one's on me.
For a guy who's had knee injuries and hip injury, you look really confident doing that. That was it could have been a risky move, but you look real confident.
Yeah, I mean, the knee feels fine. I was on the ice 3-4 times a week for probably 2 months in the summer, just testing it out, working out 5 days a week in Voorhees. So, it's not even crossing my mind that anything's going to happen. I feel good out there, and the biggest thing for me is just just getting back up the pace, getting these guys are good. They're NHL players. They're smart, quick, and obviously missing a year, you're not going to be you're not going to be up to pace right away. So for me, I just got to continue to build and try to play a little catch up here.
You felt in a game so far? I don't think you have much to worry about in terms of making the roster, but probably one of your better performances so far.
Yeah, I felt I still had a lot of turnovers tonight, so I can definitely clean up that kind of stuff, but my legs felt like they got better as the second and third came along, so I guess I can take some positives from it for sure.
How's it been mostly in practices, I guess, trying to take on more of the PK stuff that you had talked about maybe adopting?
Yeah, we'll see how it pans out. I have no idea. We'll see as it keeps going on here.
You bring up the turnovers. I mean, each player kind of has these checklists on when, as they get ready. I feel ready now. I am that. You brought that up. Is that the thing in your game that's the bugaboo that you're always going to have to focus on?
Well, I think each position has its job, I guess, and part of my job is getting pucks out on the wall, and I just know I need to clean that up, and I won't be satisfied until I can completely zero that out. And you're never going to be perfect, but I mean, I made some questionable plays tonight that in regular season, when teams are in the right spots and players are on their game, then they're going to end up in the back of our net. So I got to clean that stuff up.
Was that later in the game, or were you thinking back to the first period? I thought first period you had some pretty good plays, defensive plays.
Yeah, I think it was actually more in the first. I had a couple in the neutral zone and a couple forced plays in the offensive zone that I'm catching Patty and JVR below the puck because I'm turning it over. So just putting us in a bad spot. I should have cleaned that up.
You had a couple of nice passing plays with Fergie up, obviously the goal, but there were a few others. Are you feeling like a comfort level with him on the ice so far?
Yeah, it's I mean, like he likes to make plays, right? So it's easy to make plays when a guy's got that confidence, and we had some chances, but I think two of the best plays were Raffle made those beautiful 2 cross ice passes. So it's easy playing when they give you the puck like that.
You had a big surge from year 1 to year 2. Are you seeing some of the same kind of things with Oscar so far this season?
Yeah, he's playing well. I have no say in any of this stuff, right? Like I know that these guys are all doing whatever they can to earn their spot on the team, and I know for me it'd be a tough call, so I can't imagine what they're going through. It's just everybody's playing well and doing their jobs and doing whatever they're asked to do, so it's fun to watch, to be honest.
The offensive side of this game, but how do you
Yeah.
like him against Barzal in a kind of defensive way?
He got some time, he got some time again against good players tonight, and he did a good job. He's shown us that he didn't get a lot of PK time tonight, but he's done that in previous games. He got a little bit tonight, did a good job there, and 5-on-5 he continues to show good maturity in those situations, and real intelligence in his play without the puck. Am I good?
Did you happen to see when Ghost got hurt for wherever it was, but did you see the play or the moment when that happened?
No, John, I didn't. I was just told after the period that he wasn't going to be available for the third, so no, I did not.
How do you feel Carson's Wierenski played tonight?
He followed up what he's done. I thought he played the exact same way, and that's one of the things that's been impressive about a young player, is just doing the same things over and over again. And he's done that from the start of camp. Doesn't matter who he's playing against. He's always under the other team's skin just a little bit, because he plays hard. He finishes checks. He goes to hard areas. And I thought it was the exact same thing tonight. And we flip-flopped him in the third period. We flip-flopped him from left wing to right wing, and it didn't change anything that he did. So I thought it was a good night for him.
How do you evaluate Taylor later? Like he wanted to not lose his job.
That's second night in a row. I thought he was, he did a really good job in the PK, and tonight and the previous night, there's a little more edge to his game. I think everybody sees that. So that's it's a good thing to see out of Taylor.
As far as what he's doing on the PK, what has he changed and adapted to that kind of was his downfall last year?
I don't think he's really changed anything. He's always been within the system, and like I said last year when he came off, there was a lot of things that weren't going well for several guys in the PK, and he wasn't the only guy that came off. But he's very detailed right now. He's got good energy, tonight he and Letts had good chemistry, and that's part of it. Just went out and got the job done. So, I like the intensity level that he killed with tonight, and that's a huge part of killing penalties. That intensity level and that utter will to get a job done. I thought Carter went out, was sharp from the start. Didn't have a ton of work, but had some good saves in there. Had some, probably had some tougher looks maybe than Stoley did in the second half. But overall, I'd give Carter. I thought he did a good job. I thought he was sound all the way through. Stoley coming in. I didn't think his game was quite as clean as he was, a few nights ago in Brooklyn. I think that's the last place that he played. He played the full 60 minutes there and got into a good rhythm. Tonight, a little bit different. There's no excuse there. I'm not, cutting a break. I'm just saying it's a little different. You come in halfway through the game. It's a little tougher maybe to get into a rhythm. So I thought he was, fine. He just wasn't quite as sharp or clean as he was his previous outing.
Five-man currently, J.P. connecting Patrick overall. Did you like what you saw of that? Because that potentially could be a unit for the season.
It didn't get going tonight. There's some good there for sure. We haven't had a chance to work on it. I'm hoping that 2 days from now, Sunday, I'm hoping that we can put some time in on our specialty teams. Which we've worked on our PK a little bit, but we haven't been able to work on the PP at all. So I'm hoping we can do a little bit more of that. And there were some good setups. I think there were some opportunities there. The chemistry obviously wasn't quite there yet tonight, but there's some good looks to that power play, and there's an option there.
Offensively, for Jordan, are there times when he can, be more engaged in the middle? It seems like he prefers to stay around the perimeter offensively. When there's a team, he can attack in the middle of the ice.
Well, he, down low in the zone is up. Down low in the zone, that's a strength of his. And some, one of the things, that we're asking Wheeler to work at is just being a little more direct. In terms of, when you protect the puck and have a cutback, you gotta be a little more direct and slashing towards the net or finding a way to get that puck to the scoring area. And he's done some of that. I think there's more of that that he can produce in his game.
Two more, please. It wasn't that long ago that this team didn't seem to have a whole lot of guys who worked the front of the net. Effectively, we lauded Simmons for that. Now it seems like go down the roster now, almost every one of these guys. Some guys, you have the luxury of not even playing them because you have so many there. Does that allow you to do things as opposed to?
Yeah, I mean that's such an important area, and that's there's a real mentality there. There's obviously ability and a talent to it, but in both ends of the rink, and on a lot of given nights, whoever owns kind of inside the hash marks in that critical area is going to have a pretty good chance to come out on top, and that's a real emphasis for us. We have some real good leaders that are good in that area, and I think that that has a way of rubbing off on guys around them. That's no different than somebody going out and making a big shot block and lifting the bench, and then the next guy goes out and does it. Going to those hard areas is a little bit the same, and I believe we have some guys that are that are really good in that area, and that's an area that we want to make sure we're really pushing and improving in.
Last question.
Travis Konecny scored a goal tonight, made some things happen. But after we were just talking, he was sort of kind of self-critical about some of his turnovers tonight. Is that one of the things you like about him, that he's very self-aware of what he needs?
Yeah, probably 3 years ago he wouldn't have remembered the turnovers. He would have remembered. He would have remembered the highlight reel goal only. But that's part of becoming a good pro. And TK doesn't. I like the fact that he's. He is a little bit self-critical and he's paying attention to that. I thought he worked hard tonight. I thought he. Sometimes some of these. Some of the games are hard to play through the 60 minutes, and I think you saw that through the. Through the game tonight, the intensity, wasn't held throughout the 60 minutes, and individually, TK's working hard. He impacted the game tonight. He had, there's several areas and several shifts in the game where, he did some high level things for us, and now as we get into the last week of preseason, the consistency of everybody, that level has to rise, and that's where. you know, some of those turnovers will be cleaned up, and I'm confident in him that they will, you know, that they will get cleaned up.
Do you think he needed a big night?
What's that?
Do you think he needed a big night?
TK?
Like, yeah, affecting that the game tonight, like the way.
Yeah, I think it's always good for a player. You know, it's good for a player to feel good and make a play and have some success. And you know, for sure, he's no different. Especially, you know, he takes a lot of pride in producing offensively, and that's part of his role. So yeah, absolutely. I think it's, you know, is it critical for him? I don't know about that. I think he's confident enough that, you know, if he didn't score a goal tonight, he wasn't going to lose sleep tonight. But I think it's good to have some confidence and have some things go right. You always, you know, it's good to have that under your belt and feel good coming back to the rink the next day.